could you talk about your announcement that you would step down 2 weeks after you've been reelected? I guess there's folks who believe that maybe voters should have had the choice to have the next treasurer as opposed to the incoming governor. Your thoughts about that?
You know, when I was running for re-election and for the first couple of weeks, whatever that time was after I got re-elected, I fully intended to serve. As most people know that do know me, this has been the most rewarding 8 years of my life. I would have been very happy to continue with it. On the other hand, when you're offered an opportunity with a new governor coming in to build on your experiences, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, the Treasurer's office and the Secretary of Administration's office, which is basically one floor up, and one of the agencies under the Secretary of Administration is the Department of Finance and Management, and a lot of them are on this floor. We work hand in glove with them every day. We're on the Capital Debt Affordability Committee, Advisory Committee together, as Beth mentioned, and working all the time. But the experience that I've generated, or that I've garnered here in the Treasurer's office, I think is very relevant. So it wasn't like going from State Treasurer to Agriculture Commissioner or something like that. I'm going in an area that actually I think is very consistent with the same kind of financial issues and concerns that I have here in the Treasurer's office. So I'd like to think that those people that thought I've done a good job as State Treasurer will be comforted by the fact that I will be in the Secretary of Administration's office. I mean, the Vermont Constitution is set up the way it is. If there's a vacancy, the governor appoints till the next term. That's just how it is.
So was the job offer after you won re-election?
Oh gosh, yes, yeah, yes, definitely. I mean, I don't remember when that was, but it was a couple of weeks afterwards, or somewhere around there. It was a total surprise. Everybody, I think most people know that. Yeah.
Governor, your thoughts on that topic?
Well, I'll just say this. First of all, Jeb and I were in the same election, and let's be honest about this, he had a much better chance of winning than I did. So if he was making his jobs plans based on my electoral outcomes, and he predicted it right, he ought to quit his day job and move to Vegas. Having said that, I promised when I was elected governor that I would surround myself with the brightest, most capable, dedicated Vermonters for every job that I was able and lucky enough to appoint to. And I believe that in the last few weeks you'll see that I have met that promise. When I envisioned Jeb as Secretary of Administration, which is an incredibly important job for any governor, I did so understanding that he may well say no. I never brought it up to him until I called him and offered him the job. He was surprised and gracious to take the job. The same is true of Beth, frankly, in her willingness to serve as State Treasurer. We appointed people without regard to party. The simple question has been, who can you find who's the brightest, the most ready, the most capable to serve in the job that's being offered? In this case, Jeb Spalding clearly is.
Politically, don't you have a responsibility as a Democratic governor to appoint somebody to this position that will give you the assurance that they're going to use the power of that incumbency to seek that office for another term?
Well, this is how I view this job. This is a 2-year commitment, and in tough fiscal times, we need the person in Vermont who we can find who is most capable of ensuring that we put the state back on a responsible spending path, on a responsible fiscal path, maintain our bond rating, and give assurance to those that work in finance or state government that we have the best person there at the helm doing the job.
Also, if I could, Peter, Peter, maybe I misunderstood what Beth said or what you asked, but I thought I heard her say that just as nobody else, like the governor-elect, has announced for re-election for the next election, that she's not going to do that at this time either, but that she is in for the long run, which I interpreted to mean as committed as anybody else at this stage to the long run. And for those of you that don't know, I won't get into it, you don't know this, but she knows more about politics than I ever did. So I am totally confident that she can get reelected when the time comes, should she choose to do it, and I hope she will.
I was going to go there.
Okay. Sorry, Ross.
I also am cognizant of the fact that this is an elected office, and I am confident that not only that Beth will love this job, as she made clear that she plans to stay in it, which means she intends to run for re-election when the time is appropriate to make that announcement. And I will stand by her and work with her to ensure that she wins. I think Vermonters are going to find that they'd rather have a competent treasurer in this office than anything else, and that's what you get in Beth.
So Beth, I hear him saying that you intend to run for office in 2 years. Is that true?
Again, I'm in this for the long haul, but it's a little premature to be making any announcements right now.
But long haul means it's tough to do it if you don't run. Thank you so much, and happy holidays if we don't see you before.